Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. About midway through, you had mentioned that Christ, at the feeding of the 5,000, when he was multiplying the bread and the fish, that he was also affecting the entire universe at that point.
Yes.
Can you expound upon that? Because it falls upon a principle that I teach students, that when we see him or hear of him doing one thing, in essence, he is genuinely doing millions of things. We're just not aware that he is doing those things. So could you expound on that? Because I would love to take some information back to give that to them on that.
I'd be very happy to. There's an entire lecture that I give on that, but let's see if I can abbreviate. Everything that the Creator accomplished, let's turn that off so we'll keep the battery for this afternoon. Thank you, thank you. Everything that the Creator accomplished in the 6 days of creation, he repeated during his lifetime on earth, and it's astounding. The museum board wants me to finish a book. I have it 95% ready on have you met the Creator? Have you seen the Creator? And it details these very things. It goes back to the anthropic principle, where there are over 800 factors that physicists and astrophysicists have been able to document, such as the speed of the electron, the mass of the electron, the mass of the proton and the neutron, the velocity, inertial mass bodies. There are over 800 of these that that are interrelated. Each depends on the other. If one is out of kilter, it affects all of them, over 800 of them. Part of that study had to do with supernova studies, 2 different supernova studies, where they found that the universal constant is so precise. There's a given, I don't recall, I can only recall, I can check it, give me your number, and I'll get you all the details, at least by email. I have a PowerPoint on that. If the mass of the universe, which has been estimated, were to be increased or diminished the size of a grain of sand, and I'll get the information to you. If it were increased or diminished the size of a grain of sand, the other 799 factors would be out of sync. And in essence, what would happen would be the mass of the proton is so specific, if it were altered slightly, it would have the same mass of a neutrino, which deteriorates in 12 seconds. So if the mass of the proton were altered slightly, the universe would collapse in 12 minutes. Is that worth coming for? And I'll give you the technical references for that. And if anybody, okay, I'll give them to him. If anybody else wants them, see him, okay? So, watch what Jesus did, and I'll wind this thing up. He took how many loaves? 5 barley loaves. And barley is specific for its nutritional benefit. He took 2 fishes, not 2 fish. 2 fish means they're the same species. 2 different species of fish. 2 fishes. Fishes mean they were different kinds. Just 7 things. He broke, and now you had 8 loaves and 4 fishes. And he set them down in companies of 50. Those were not dry crackers, they had water in them. So when he broke the first one, he did what he did on day one of creation. He created water. Because he wouldn't give to one a tasty morsel with water and to another a dry cracker with no water. They were 5,000 were fed, later 4,000 were fed. Of that 5,000, 12 basketfuls were taken up of the bread, the staple of life. Every time he broke and multiplied, he increased the mass in the universe. And in so doing, every other factor had to be readjusted. It's good to know Jesus and run around with him. Thank you. You're dismissed.